Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Grave Mistakes podcast. Today, we're going to be covering I Know What You Did Last Summer.
For the last year, 4 friends have kept a secret.
Are you on drugs? No. Well, then what is wrong? I've had a rough year.
But not all secrets stay buried.
Somebody sent this to me. Oh my God.
Someone knows.
I know what you did last summer. Ooh.
What they thought would be a new beginning
Toast to us.
is becoming a dead end.
Somebody check.
Today, we got Starch and Slim, your usual duo today, and Slim's going to hit us with a little synopsis regarding the movie.
Yeah, just a basic overview. We have 4 teens. I want to say they're coming out of high school graduation. We have Ray, Julie, Helen, and Barry. And right after a beauty pageant, they go on a late night drive and they accidentally hit somebody. They don't know who this person is, but there's a whole argument of like what to do. Should we call the cops? Should we throw the body away? And that's what they come to. They go to a dock and then they throw the body in the water. And there's a pact that's made to say that no one talk about this anymore. This is over with. We're going to move on with our lives. Fast forward a year later, it seems like most of everybody's having a hard time, except for Barry maybe. But then they all mysteriously start getting these letters when they return back home from college, indicating that somebody knows what they did last summer.
We know what they did last summer.
Yeah, so how did you feel just like on the basic concept?
So, and rewatching the movie, I couldn't help but notice the glaringly obvious point that Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar are half of the cast of Scooby DOO live action movies. I don't know if you knew this,
Dude,
but
he looks so familiar. I could not put like my hand on it.
yes.
You talking about Ray?
Yes. So Ray's character and Helen's character are Fred and Daphne from the Scooby Doo live action movie.
Wow.
I don't know if they ever were together, or it's just a coincidence. But yes, during this same I think 10-year period, because this movie came out in the 90s, like mid 90s, I'm guessing.
1997.
Yeah, right. So 5 years later, they're both in the live action movie. So I can't immerse myself in the movie until at least 20 minutes in because I keep thinking about Terror Time again, or them fighting Scrappy Doo. So that was absolutely excellent. Like watching them in the alternate universe where people get murdered when they're trying to solve the case instead of just meddling kids getting in the way was absolutely hilarious. But to answer your actual question, I did find this movie to be absolutely iconic for a mid to late 90s slasher film because in my opinion, what differentiates 80s slasher films to the 90s slasher films is 90s slasher films have a real human killer, typically with a backstory, where 80s slasher films have supernatural-esque embodied masked killers. So, Freddy and Jason, Michael Myers, they're all guys with masks that have supernatural capabilities, but in the 90s you get Scream killers and I Know What You Did Last Summer and things like that, where it's somebody in your past or somebody part of the group is actually the killer. Overall, the decision making in the movie is horrible. Every character for the most part and the writing is completely unbalanced, but the iconic nature of this fisherman slasher figure and some of the tropes are just absolutely just so much fun, so yeah, I think the movie's awesome to watch. I don't know if this is a franchise you'd want to dive fully into, but this is classic.
See, I grew up watching a lot of slashers. I've watched this movie before. It's been a while, so I didn't really remember anything, honestly. Just not even the main the main plot. I obviously know the basics, but anything that happens afterwards, I've totally forgot. I've watched the sequels. I can't remember what the name, but I'm pretty sure it's something I Still Know What You Did.
Oh yeah, obviously, duh. The second one is I Still Know, because that's how this one ends.
Right. Yeah.
It ends with him jumping through the fucking shower glass, just like Freddy Krueger and I think Nightmare on Elm Street 2, where it says "I still know what you did last summer." So it is a direct reference to we're clearly going to make a sequel and start a franchise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I just I don't know. I can't.
I could tell you didn't like
just
it.
watching this over again. I was like, oh man! Like when you were talking about the decision making, Barry, he's like, stereotypical jock, the asshole, like buff. He
See, we
works
don't have
out,
this
he's
character
cool.
anymore.
But yeah, I mean, it's phased out of today's. This is this perfect timing of this perfect stereotype that's in almost all of these movies, I would say.
After 2010, you just don't get this archetype anymore. It gets replaced by like a dude that's like kind of an asshole, but kind of like Steve Harrington from Stranger Things is what this character becomes.
That's
like,
the build now.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, but like his decision making, especially, just like even before, this guy is drunk. He's
plastered on Old Foresters, which is terrible, by the way. So bad.
Before, but I'll trust your opinion. But like they drive to the beach. I guess they all have sex. There's no virgin.
Oh my god, we're getting into it. Okay, so I took notes. We got to get into this. So continue what you're saying, and I have so many notes for just this this class of opening scenes alone. God damn it.
No, but just like him going and doing the whole party thing when they're driving back from the beach, going outside the car roof, got his bottle, he's going crazy. And he is the main person that causes this whole thing. Do you agree?
Okay, I think
they dropped the liquor bottle.
I think this quickly becomes everyone's fault. Initially, what's his Barry? Initially, Barry feels like the root of this evil, but I actually hate every character in this film besides maybe Ray by the end of it. And here's what I wrote down because I couldn't stop taking notes when this movie started. So first of all, I got. Beauty pageants are weird.
Yeah, I got the same vibe while watching that too. I'm glad you noticed.
Why did we do that?
Right?
Yeah, why did we do this in society? We have 16 to 19-year-old girls, attempting to promote their physical attraction to adults and their ability to kind of conform to American social norms, because her whole speech is like, I'm gonna be amazing and go to New York, and I'm also beautiful, and then she's in this, she's in this outfit that's obviously used to accentuate her physical characteristics, and I was just like, this is weird as a concept. I can't believe we did this in America. I get the Miss America competitions and the Miss World and all that. Those make sense to me because they're adult women, usually in their 20s. But when it's high school students, this is unsettling. And then the first thing Ray says is he comments on her chest. And
oh no, that's Barry. Yes.
No. I swear Ray says this first. Am I wrong? So they both are talking about it. Because
he mentions the breast first because I remember this because he says it and then I'm like, which girl is he with?
That's Ray.
Girl says it.
It
is Ray.
Yes!
Right, because that's his girl. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, clearly this is Ray's girl. Absolutely not. His girl is sitting right next to him.
Right.
Hold on, and she's
and Barry's she chumps her. Do chest pumps or something
yes!
like that? And isn't it just weird just to comment on that?
And she's like, guys, stop being sexist. And I'm like, the fuck? Yeah. So
no.
So we get that. It's basically our loose introduction to the characters. The beach scene is where we really lock in. This is my favorite note. This is the first thing I wrote down that made me start taking notes. I wrote, why are they telling ghost stories if all of them know what the fucking ghost story is?
No, I kind of liked it. I like urban legends.
No. Time out. When you tell an urban legend, it's to scare the person that doesn't know what's going on. All four of them are like, no, this is the story. So imagine if I started telling you a story about an event that happened in our hometown that we both knew about. Why would I bring that up? All four of them are telling them a story to themselves. They're like,
this didn't necessarily happen in the hometown. I mean, they just kind of going over an urban legend. It's like variants.
That's the one that happened there.
How they learn.
To me, the way they were telling it, they were telling a ghost story that everyone knew the ending to. So I was like, what the fuck is the point of telling the story if everyone there knows what happened? It'd be different if they were arguing, but it sounded like they were trying to hype up
boy.
Is it Julie's character? Jennifer Love Hewitt?
Yes. Also, thought that Helen was the main character when I was first watching this again.
Well,
but
technically,
then,
I feel like she is.
Right. Okay, thank you for saying that. But I didn't know until like we see Julie in college, and she comes back to town, and that's when she's kind of defined as the main character.
Yeah, I think
guess
it
later
switches.
on too.
I think it's
Yeah.
Because slasher
I was
movies typically have to pick the most like morally justified character, which in my opinion, flies out the window. Especially because later in the movie, she has a line where she goes, "I don't care what's right anymore. I just want to do it smart." And I'm like, so what?
That, yes.
Like, so I got beach sex seems terrible on this list.
Also, just thinking about that too. Thank you for writing
that's
that
a lot
down.
of sand.
Dude, yes. I'm just like, y'all just kissing.
We couldn't have gone to the car with it. Like there's a lot of freakiness. Like this whole beach scene isn't for me. And then okay, so the iconic moment in the movie where our friend gets a little too drunk and he's like, you can't drive. This is my car. Only
you can't drive my car.
Only Barry drives Barry's car. You know. And he gets in the moonroof, which I have to admit, I've admittedly gotten a little too under the influence and jumped out of someone's moonroof before, but I did not bring the entire half-open bottle and spill it all over the driver's seat. So
we were not drinking in the car. No,
no, never. Actually, I'm so terrified of DUIs that like I would never even bring the bottle in the car. We're pouring this out in the beach. Right. So like, of course, yeah. Here we go. We got so Freddie's character is driving, and then he gets basically half a bottle of whiskey poured on his lap, and instead of hitting the brakes, he's just like continuously. So he's doing this. Right, so he's like, dude, chill, and he's like going like 90 miles an hour down the road, just like looking up this way towards like Barry, and I'm like, dude, if you don't hit the fucking brakes right now, like I get it, right? There's supposed to be no one on the road. It's like 2 a.m., but you're on a winding fucking mountain, asshole. If you don't slow down, like I'm surprised they didn't fly off the guardrails, and then they smack into someone, and they're like, was that a deer, bro? Like I'm not gonna lie, this scene is hilarious.
It's a dog. And then a deer, and then, oh my God, it's a person.
Bro, they hit the guy. He flies over the hood and smacks Barry up. Barry is bleeding.
Yeah, he hits him, right?
He's like, ooh. He's like flying. And I wrote this guy is definitely in critical condition because this guy's BMW M3 hood is caved in after they hit this guy at like 70 miles an hour.
He's like, it's not my blood. It should be. I was so confused. I'm like, he definitely should be injured. At least like I had it like bleeding from like his forehead. I don't know, man. That just didn't seem.
Yes. So they find the bloody body. He's unidentifiable. They can't tell who it is. And they're like, why the fuck is someone here at 2 a.m.? And they're like, we got to call an ambulance. And they're like, there's liquor all over the car. We're cooked no matter what. We're getting charged with manslaughter. And the only thing I kept thinking is they might be right. Like time
no, yeah, because like I didn't even think about the liquor being splashed all over the car. It's like, dang, I didn't like that. They would definitely get caught for that.
Yeah, the morally correct decision is to clearly call the ambulance. But like, and I'll be honest, like if they explain what happened, maybe someone still gets charged with manslaughter. But like, guys, like. Was this guy standing in the middle of the street? Like, we don't know what's going on. Like, there's an argument to be had here. Clearly, these guys are going to be in court for the rest of their life, and their life is probably ruined. So they react. This is where it gets fucking crazy. They react, and they're like, "We gotta dump this guy's dead body," and then
well, there's kind of like a gradual like movement towards that because the girls kind of get pushed back, and Ray's like he's the one saying like all like the punishments they're gonna get, and Barry's like no,
and all of them are rich, by the way. Everyone here is super rich except for Ray. And then and this other guy that pulls up. So Julie's like, I won't have any part in this. And then Fred and Daphne are immediately like, no, we have to dump this guy's dead fucking body and never talk about it again. And then who's the guy that he pulls up? Because there's
Max.
that scene. Max, right. So this guy was in The Big Bang Theory for like 40 years. Did you notice that?
No, I have not.
This is the supporting cast member of The Big Bang Theory.
I'm glad. So it's not Sheldon, but it's
Sheldon's his roommate.
His roommate, okay.
Yes, and seeing him in this role is so weird. So he pulls up and he has a thing for Julie, and he's like, he looks at Ray and he's like, get that my shit don't stink grin off your face just immediately on 10, which I get because Barry was giving him a hard time. But you're telling me at 30 yards he doesn't see them carrying a dead body across the road?
Right? Yeah. because like they're moving him like towards the guardrail as he's pulling up, and it's kind of smart how they played it with Barry throwing up, like they're faking him throwing up.
He's probably actually throwing up. He drank like, what is it, 2/3 of Old Foresters and then killed someone. He's probably actually vomiting on that guy's body.
It should be happening that way, but I guess he sobered up with the adrenaline of hitting somebody with his car.
Oh yeah, so. He locked in post homicide.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah,
so Max witnesses the murder but doesn't notice what's going on. Julie basically distracts him, and as does Ray. They throw his body over, they carry him to the dock, and at this point they realize that he's still alive, and they dump him in the fucking ocean anyway. And that's where it gets crazy. So this goes from manslaughter to my opinion, now first-degree murder, technically, because they premeditatedly took this guy out of the lake to drown his body and then found out he's alive. So they throw him over, and now they've committed murder. I mean, like, fucking Barry jumps in the water to go get the tiara to remove all evidence, and as they're walking away, they see a little medallion, and we forgot to mention the significant part of the mystery of this film, which is there was a no-named teenager sitting at the edge of the mountain cliff with this medallion earlier in the film, kind of looking seemingly depressed. So that's his medallion. And we see a tattoo that says, I think Susie. Susie's the name of that tattoo, right?
I want to say Susie.
Yeah, so this movie gets fucking convoluted, by the way. For like a slasher movie with almost zero rationale, the mystery of who the killer is like actually really complicated. Like this is like a Knives Out mystery.
I was thinking the same thing because I do remember it not being a member of the main cast or any, like it's not even somebody you see in the entirety of the movie. Yeah, you just like hear a name.
Right. It's not like Scream where one of the cast members is the killer. It's like it's someone related to someone in the group, but technically not. Like it's so fucking crazy, and it's like the movie is so head ass at some points that getting to a complicated mystery is so strange. It's like they spent all their time writing the mystery and not what makes sense in a killer v victim scenario. Because I think this movie changes like halfway through the film from a thriller to a genuine slasher horror movie. Like after they hit this guy and Julie comes back from college as a law student and everyone's life is fucked. Helen's character works at the perfume store because she didn't make it in New York. Julie's grades are slipping.
Like department store, right? Like
I
think like
it's like
that's why I heard
the local Macy's. It's not Macy's, but it's like the local version of that. It's called I actually really like the name of it. Is it called Shivers? I think it's called Shivers.
That's her last name.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because their family owns the store or the boutique or whatever. Right. So yeah, the only one who's honestly kind of succeeding seems to be Ray. I mean, Barry seems to be the richest, who is just kind of doing his own thing, but Ray is still a fisherman because he says at the beginning he's like I don't have money. So he's just like, he's doing his own thing. He didn't intend to go to college. And also, Ray is not in this movie. Like, the whole time,
no, he's not.
They're, like, setting him up to be the killer. And there's even this moment. So basically, him and Julie separate, obviously, because of this murder. And she wants nothing to do with him. Which is another reason she's an asshole, by the way. Julie is, like, she's, like, not down to talk to any of the people she committed this murder with. But she doesn't feel bad enough to report it or to do anything about it. So she's basically trying to distance herself for her own comfortability. So, like, my hot take from this movie is Julie is honestly like probably the second biggest asshole in the movie.
But just for her actions.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, distancing herself from the friends just so that way she could like feel more comfortable justifying the homicide, and then later being like, I don't give a fuck what we should do.
Especially like her going. I know they do it for like detective reasonings, but her going to who they think it was like David Egan or something like that, like his sister's place.
Yes.
To go see, like finds clues, and we later found out that Fred actually went there to give condolences under a fake name to
what is going on. So I also wrote down he definitely did not check that guy's pulse. Because the first thing they ask Ray to do is to check his pulse, and he walks over, looks at the guy's face, and goes, I think he's dead. He never put his finger on that guy's neck. So
see, I thought he did, but if you noticed that, yeah. But speaking of pulses, man, how is this dude surviving this?
So I imagine this guy's legs are shattered into pieces, and maybe he survived. Like there's no internal bleeding somehow that's significant. I mean, this is fucking crazy. Like the second they dump him in the water, I wrote they all get 20 to life.
Yeah.
And so he gets hit by a car, dragged to the ocean, thrown in the water, and then essentially sits there. So he has to. This guy's supernatural as fuck because I have more notes later, but we're skipping past that. Now we're getting to full slasher territory. So everyone's back home, and they start getting notes. I know what you did last summer. That's the iconic note that they got. Or that Julie gets in the mail. So somebody was there that night. So the mystery is afoot. Julie's trying to solve it. She rounds up the gang like Blues Brothers style and is like, someone knows what we did. Barry's fucking tweaking. He's like, I told you never to bring that shit up, but eventually he gets on board, and now it's like basically a race to find out who is threatening them. And this killer is a dick. They do not care about simply killing them. They want to torture the shit out of them. One of my favorite moments, which is I think referenced actually in a it might be a Scream, like a later Scream movie. It's the scene where Barry is at the boxing gym and he knows like UFC for some reason, and his car gets stolen, and he goes out there and chases the car.
He's a cool guy,
and he turns around.
Guys know UFC.
God damn it! Turns the headlights on and basically rams Barry like at 40 miles an hour, just like the victim got rammed. So you're like, okay, this guy's dead, but the killer walks away, and the killer. This is the iconic nature of the killer: full fisherman, like long coat, hook for a hand. Slicker. Basically, you could tell that the victim who was hit by the car heard all of the shit they were talking about while they were getting dumped in the lake, because they reference the hook hand guy. They reference like what's going on. He sees their face before he gets dumped in. So you know someone has to know the urban legend and is going to use that for murder.
Mm-hmm. See, I didn't know that was the way he played. I mean, I guess he dude, I mean, if you go through something as traumatic as he did and survived, quote unquote, I guess you're gonna remember it. Nah, but some people don't remember stuff like that. So I don't know.
He just got hit by a BMW in 1997 at 90 miles an hour. This guy isn't remembering shit. He's probably trying to figure out how to eat 2 days later. Like, this is crazy. He doesn't go to a hospital.
He's also walking a year later, because you talking about his legs being shattered. This guy is upright and he is fine. Like a year later,
if anything, he's roided out. This guy never went to a hospital. He'd be in the front page news. Local fisherman found in river after being hit by a car. Like, there's not this guy healed himself. He went home and made his own tourniquet. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, because the implication is that he obviously swam to shore, like got the little locket because he has it.
Yes.
And what, calls the fucking ambulance?
No, he never does that. I'm telling you, that'd be front page news. Because we find out later that 2 people would have died that night, right? So the high school student who allegedly commits suicide is found in the river 2 weeks later. So if that be the case, and he wrote an alleged suicide note, which we find out later was a murder threat, that guy who gets found in the river who is hit by the car should also have been in the news. So we'll get to the mystery later, the convoluted nature of it. But now we get to go to the slasher scenes. So, like I said, he was hit by a car. Our first victim is Max. Max, who we think is likely the killer. This is an iconic murder scene, by the way.
Why does Max get killed? I was just like, because,
I don't know why he's killed at all.
The solo scenes, like, he's like, oh, I'll be right back, and he like walks in like the back room. He's gonna die, man. But like, why did he kill him?
Yeah, so Max gets threatened by Barry because Barry thinks he's the killer. And by the way, for context, the only way the killer knows who Max is if the killer, when they were hit by the car in the ditch, was hitting one of these.
Yeah.
Because how the fuck did you know Max was at the scene? Because Max doesn't even know what happened. So he gets hooked through the middle of the chin and dragged over the chum bucket, which was fucking awesome. And you're like, oh, we're in it now. We're in full slasher mode. So the person our number one suspect has been murdered. So now we're like in full gear. Because otherwise, if Max is alive most of this movie, we just assume it's Max.
Right. Well, they don't find out until later, because I don't know when it happened. When she's driving in her car and she like discovers Max is. That's another thing we got to talk about.
Oh, we're getting there. Trust me. Trust me.
Okay,
trust me. Because this guy must have a false hood and a Dyson vacuum cleaner to fix that shit. Okay, so.
If I was her, I would have been like, smell. Like, do you not smell crab? Does it not smell marine in here? I'm not.
What about the dead body? We're not smelling that? All right, so So yeah, eventually through reading the newspapers, Julie discovers that the sister of the body that was discovered is living in the sticks, right? So like they live
Yeah.
in a rural area in the not the
They're in
boonies.
North Carolina, by the way. Yes.
Yeah, so it's like the bayou-esque situation, you know.
Right. Yeah. She has a little
So
swamp in the back.
right, so the implication is that the person they hit with their car that was found dead 2 weeks later, that's who they think they hit, was this kid that they found in the river. So they go there, and Susie is like, "Hey, actually, what happened was that's Susie's brother who they found dead. Is my brother committed suicide, and the reason that I know that is because he left a letter, but I didn't tell anyone that because the insurance company wouldn't have." So there's there's big pharma implications here. The insurance company wouldn't have paid out the life insurance policy if not for the fact that he died of an accident. Right.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because why does a 17-year-old have a life insurance policy?
Yeah, and it does seem like they were like, I don't know, they don't have as much money as the other kids. You would say too, right? Like,
yeah. Oh, sorry.
I feel like they have life insurance.
I got that wrong. So Melissa is the sister. Susie is. Oh my God, this movie's so insane.
The girl.
Yes.
Girl.
So the guy who dies, who they find in the river, is the brother to a girl named, is the boyfriend to a girl named Susie who died in a tragic car accident.
So, yeah.
Okay, so Susie's boyfriend's sister is the one who was like, I couldn't tell everyone that my brother died via suicide. And then Julie looks at the note, compares the handwriting, and goes, this is actually a threat. This is not a suicide note.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we go back, and then there's more murder. Okay, right? I think.
Who dies next?
Because there has to be more murder before Julie returns a second time to figure out what's going on. Is it Elsa? I think it's Elsa, right? Right. Yes. Okay. Yes. So we have a plan to catch the killer that does not work successfully. So there's the scene where Daphne's character, not Daphne. I keep calling her Daphne from Scooby Doo.
It's Barry, Jesse. It's Barry. That happens first.
No. He gets killed at the beauty pageant, but we're before the beauty pageant. Remember because remember Barry tackles someone, right? So we're at the fair, the float, the parade, right? We're at the parade, and we're gonna catch the killer. But these dumbasses forgot they live in a fishing village in North Carolina, so everyone has a goddamn long coat on, and it looks like a fisherman. Or the slicker, yeah, that's what it is. So they're on this float, and their grand scheme is the second. Because they know the killer's going to be stalking them. The second Helen notices a guy in a slicker, he's going to have Barry just tackle them at 90 miles an hour and I guess beat this dude up. So he tackles like the first 98-year-old he sees, and obviously the dude's senile and not the killer. And then we find out later the killer is stalking them at a balcony. That's what happens. And then we go to the beauty pageant where we're still trying to catch the killer because we assume that Helen's the number one target. Because remember, she's got the "You're next" or soon, like written in blood or lipstick on her mirror, and her hair got cut out because the killer's fucking with them, right? Didn't kill Barry, didn't kill Helen, so we're baiting him, but the killer's smarter than this. And this is where the killer reveals their wait, no. At some point in the movie, there's a trunk scene. This is what I mean.
Yeah, no, the trunk scene is
like, the first time, right?
There.
Is it?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
When the fuck does that happen? When does Julie discover? We're gonna just skip to it anyway. So, because everyone's still alive by this point.
She's pulling up to somebody's house. I think like Barry's house, and they're all meeting up there. And she like pulls over because she hears something. And yeah, she hears like the claws of the crabs open up her trunk. We see Max. Max is in Barry's like varsity jacket, covered with crabs, and she screams and she runs away. She goes and gets them. Everything is gone. The body's gone.
Oh,
the crabs are gone.
No, you have to get specific. Not everything. Not only is everything gone, there is not a molecule of crab, of dead body, of water. This guy replaced the trunk lining and added a fucking jack stand to the trunk of the car. This dude is playing games hitherto undreamt of. Somebody needs to get this guy on the next episode of the game.
So it's implied that he's following her in a car this entire time. Like
we don't even like. Justin, this guy's got magical. Did he bring a shop vac to the scene?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to at least trying to put some realistic perspective into this, but
no,
you're right.
absolutely not.
He comes out of the mist and just touches the stuff and takes it with him with the mist, and he goes back and he's gone.
We never see
everything else is.
Let me tell you something. The first place I'm looking for this killer is the local car dealership for whoever details vehicles, because this is a job that you'd pay to get done. This is insane. This is the Wolf from Pulp Fiction.
No, this guy's good, man.
This guy's too good.
He's a cleaner upper.
So obviously they think she's insane because they get there and Julie's trunk is completely fine with absolutely zero indication of a body. And seemingly they report it to the police because later Helen's character in the back of a squad car is brought up. So yeah, we're going forward now. So yeah, Helen's at another beauty pageant, and now it's kind of sad because she's probably 20 years old, competing against other high school students, and Barry is keeping watch.
He's the last one from last year, so they have a tradition where they stay on the stage and she gives the tiara to the next person. So
correct. Yeah.
So
it's
sad for
it's sad because she should be in New York right now or in college. It's summertime.
Yeah. That's not what you described.
It felt like she was washed. I feel like that's what the movie was trying to show, is because she's not having a good time. Because remember, the winner is singing that horrible version of what song? I don't even remember what song it was.
I didn't know what song it was. It was really bad.
I was singing along with it. That's how that's why I knew what the song was.
Thank you for sharing.
So she looks up into the rafters, and Barry is getting massacred by the hook man. Yeah. By the fisherman dude. Yeah, he's getting just I'm talking about us, he's getting hooked. He slaughtered. So he gets gutted like a fish, and by the power of sexism, Helen runs to his rescue, but a bunch of men stand up and stop her from running because it's a hysterical woman, I guess, and they won't let her leave, and she keeps screaming that someone's being attacked up there, something's going on, please help, and the sheriff finally arrives, and he's like, what's going on? She's like, a motherfucker's up there getting murdered. They go up there. Once again, the hook man, genius detailer, working at every dealership from here to California, has cleaned the scene in 10 seconds flat. No body, no blood, no nothing.
There is some blood. We get two.
Yeah, on the banister. This is what I'm talking about. Did bro bring a power washer to the scene of the crime while everyone was there? Yeah. Dude had 30 seconds. There's no evidence. This guy needs to be killing for money. He doesn't need to be killing teenagers in North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm glad you also brought up the you're going crazy, woman, because you're a woman, you're going hysterical, you need to go home, there's something wrong with you. It's she's actually freaking out.
Yes, which I will admit, I do like the scene with the blood dripping from the banister, because at some point you would have assumed it was like a Shutter Island or Inception scenario where the character's going crazy, but it's not. It's this guy's actually managing to kill and disappear people in 10 seconds flat. So she gets taken home in the car, of the backseat of the squad car, and there is a dude fixing his fucking alternator at 2 a.m. wearing a slicker.
You forgot.
What did I forget?
They're going down the main street. He's like, hold up. We got to take the alley. Because there's a blockade of these wooden things. Yeah. So they're having a parade. He's like,
God damn it. We gotta go anywhere they won't find me. Yeah, so we got Chekhov's parade that's just blocking it. Well, not Chekhov's parade. Sorry, we got Parade Ex Machina, who is just destroying our ability to continue on the main road. So yeah, this guy, like I said, is replacing his spark plugs at 3 a.m. in a slicker, completely concealed face, and the officer has no goddamn clue what's going on, despite
this guy may need some help.
The numerous suspicious activity reports that these teenagers keep doing. So at 2 centimeters away from the killer, we got Helen going wait, no, that's him, stop, please,
turn around.
And he goes, and then he gets murdered by the fisherman killer. Dude. Yeah, he gets basically rib hooked, and he's
right, yeah, he does and gets it up a little bit, because it's a hook's a pretty nasty weapon, man. You gotta get in there. Yeah, he's gutting, man. But she gets out of that car, man. She knocks out the side, instantly. The mirror.
Yeah,
with her feet. I don't know, but
she just both heels straight to the rear view window.
Right.
Smashes it out and starts running in they're not stiletto heels, but they're
heels.
the wide heels. Takes off full sprint towards Shivers, and her Her sister Elsa is the worst character in the movie. When we're first introduced to her during that party scene, she's just a fucking asshole for no reason. And I wrote down, oh, by the way, before this, I wrote, this guy is the LeBron James of moving dead people. And by this point, I also wrote Fred is entirely absent from the movie because we haven't seen him in 20 minutes. But this is my favorite part. I put in all caps, Elsa is so fucking oblivious with zero urgency. Because
her sister is freaking
just
out, man.
boom, 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 open the door, help! And she's
oh my gosh,
walking, like not even regular walking pace.
I forgot my keys.
She goes,
I forgot the keys to the door.
Why do you? So she finally unlocks the door, and her sister comes in. Helen is like, lock every motherfucking door. I'm going to call the police. And she's irritated. She's taking her sweet-ass time to turn the locks. Never goes to the back door. Helen runs upstairs. Boom, 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 boom. She's do-do-do-do. You know,
Yeah, like she walks into the room with the back door, but like it silently closes right as she gets in the room. She doesn't notice. So yeah,
Yes.
it's implied that he's already in there.
correct. So, and this guy's walking. He doesn't run. He's doing the full Michael Myers thing.
Yeah, he's
So-
doing the Michael Myers. Yeah.
This is the most iconic like sequence of scenes in my opinion is basically the squad car all the way to Shivers, because this is like the true classic like Michael Myers or Jason or Scream is in your house kind of
I
thing.
agree. Yeah.
So we called the police. For some reason the police are not on the line. I don't know if they all took the 4th of July off for vacation in North Carolina or what's going on, but we can't reach the cops. 'Cause
Small
this-
town, man.
This guy did not rip the fucking power lines out or the phone lines out and then enter this building in 4 seconds flat. But then again, he does move dead bodies like a wood shipper. So maybe maybe he's really like that. Yeah, he gets in there. Elsa gets murdered, like just like backhand bitch slap, throat slashed.
Yeah, throat slash. Yeah, and he just moves her body, just
Which was cool. I'm not gonna lie. He had aura. He said,
yeah.
bro, he was just
It
dragging
was
her.
really smooth. It was really smooth. Yeah, throws her in the bathroom, just doesn't even close the door.
Yeah, I don't know what the purpose of moving her was, but the scene of him like holding her by the hook and just dragging her to a different location was pretty haunting. I will say that was giving peak scary slasher vibes.
No, and we get the whole like chase scene. During this scene, man, I was really thinking Helen's getting the worst of it, dude. She doesn't know that he came in. Well, the whole scene, like when he's in the closet and she's going to bed and she wakes up and finds that her hair is messed up. She gets it the worst out of everybody. Oh, okay, Barry also gets hit by a car, but he doesn't get this entire chase scene of in the department store. She is getting terrorized. The one thing that could have made it worse if she was getting progressively more injured by him, she doesn't really get hit until like the very end. I'm saying like when
I actually thought she was
up
gonna get away.
the elevator. Nah, man, I knew it. As soon as I saw all the crowd and all that, I just knew it.
Well, yeah, I guess we're kind of used to that. Like Scream does
it's
that a lot
implied.
now too, especially because Scream 2 when what's his name dies. Fuck, I can't remember his name. The guy who gives like the rules in this first Scream movie.
Oh, I forget his name too, but yes, and the
Right, he
in the
gets
van.
killed in the van in broad daylight in front of everyone. That kind of like assumed that you're never safe in public kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that. I actually wrote down the fireworks scene is fucking awesome because like the sound of them fighting in the stacked tires was really cool. I did not know that there was a discount tire or a Midas though on this fucking dock, because why are there 900 tires stacked up in an alleyway?
Yeah. What's going on there? It was at least I can't even count how many, and they were stacked high.
Yeah.
Like what's going on there?
No, that's what I'm trying to figure out too. I didn't know we were replacing semi-truck wheels in broad daylight
Right.
next to the boat dock. So, but anyway, so she gets killed in the stack of tires, and it's pretty cool because you hear like the struggling, then the slash and the silence. So Helen didn't make it, and Julie has now assumed our main character final girl status, and so she goes back to Melissa's house, and Melissa's got this weird fucking, I don't know why they made her like this like Southern Texas Chainsaw Massacre trope where she's holding this fish fillet knife, and it's like it kind of implied that she's like helping the killer, and Julie's like, no, like I'm telling you, your brother didn't kill himself that night, but she won't provide the circumstance. She says, because Julie brings the the high school yearbook and is like, can you help me point out whatever? And Melissa's like, nah, my brother had a friend that stopped by and did this, that, and the third. And then somehow Julie she solves the whole plot to the movie right then and there. And I have no idea what the fuck's going on. By this point, I'm like, Max is dead. I don't think it's Ray, but it might be Ray. Ray might be this mysterious best friend. She's like, oh my God, I got it. I hate the pronoun game. I absolutely deplore when characters are like, oh my gosh, it's the thing. And then you can't figure out what the thing is until like 20 minutes go by. So she takes off back to the town and finds Ray at the boat. And he's in the what the fuck was the name of that boat? The
name of the friend that she's
the alias, right?
Yeah, the alias is just the name of his boat, so that's what makes her think that. Oh wait,
you're the killer, right? So, so Fred, also Ray, also Freddie in real life, ironically,
yes, right, yeah,
is on the boat and is like, yeah, I'll help you, and she's like, no, I figured out what the killer is, and you're like, huh? She starts running. Ray is in hot pursuit. He gets fucking WWE Undertaker arm barred by this dude, and you immediately know it's suspicious. Okay,
yeah, right.
So this is our killer. We discover that this is the killer. I'm not going to drop who it is yet, obviously, even though you've all watched the movie. It came out in like 97, but he armbars this guy, and this guy within, I'm assuming, probably a 15, 20-minute drive, right, has changed clothes from the slicker to a tucked-in T-shirt with jeans and a jacket on. Okay? Yeah. So he's back at his boat, right? And he's like, go to my fucking boat while I handle this guy, Ray. And she's like, okay, like, I get it. Adrenaline's kicking in. You need safety. You think Ray's the killer. So she runs on the boat, and he's like, you fucking idiot. Unhooks that motherfucker, puts it in drive, takes it out to sea. And then that's when it kind of clicks to her. She's like, oh, my God, this is actually... And here's the grand reveal of the mystery. Apparently... The girl Susie that died in a tragic car accident a year before these kids hit some random civilian caused her boyfriend to feel suicidal and go to the edge of the ocean, right? In an act of frustration and anger, Susie's father goes to said location and murders the boyfriend and blaming him for the death of Susie. While walking back from the homicide, these kids accidentally hit this now murderer with their vehicle during a drunk driving accident and immorally and unethically throw his body in the lake. So the moral of this movie has gone from don't drink and drive, be moral, to if you kill someone, make sure they're dead.
Yeah, yeah. And when it's all over, my favorite part is like, oh my God, we didn't kill anybody.
Oh, yes! They start justifying it. They're like, oh, yeah, we never killed anyone.
Yeah, we killed anybody. Yeah. It's like, you basically did. I mean,
do you want to take us through this final scene where she climbs through the icebox and all that stuff?
Well, okay, yeah, she's just like going through the multiple compartments of the ship. And then while that's happening, Ray is on a little like dinghy, I guess, little boat, and he is speeding towards the main killer's boat. He eventually makes it on, and he then gets knocked off because
he loses a second. He loses a second fist fight on the boat to the killer.
No, because Julie, she pops out of the hatch. She's like, Ray, and then the main villain just boom.
Yeah, main villain is Ben Willis, just with a mean right hook.
And just knocks him out onto like the water. But I guess this is a fishing boat, so there's some type of like netting or something. I mean, I guess they catch crabs, right? And he catches on to that, and it progressively drags himself closer and closer towards the boat. And this is when Julie is still in the undercarriage of the boat. She's making her way through compartments, and like in my head, I'm just like, oh, obviously she's gonna find the bodies.
You think so, or was that just you like rewatching the movie and remembering what happens? Because I totally fucking forgot this is a thing.
No way. Because I'm like,
maybe I'm just stupid.
Yeah, you're not thinking. I mean, I don't know how many slashers you watch, but I just knew that was coming. There had to be some dead. We saw all the other dead bodies, and these are named main characters.
I figured he was smarter than that and just threw them in the ocean. I didn't know he was stockpiling them for like a shark fishing circumstance.
Especially when you saw the ice, there was no. Did you not think that was going to happen? You're going to sit here and tell me that when you saw the ice?
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. Yeah, so we get the two dead bodies. I mean, they're both killed off screen. We don't see them die. We just
No,
like
no, we
know
see
there's a scuffle.
no, those are the bodies of Helen and Barry.
Very. Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah,
saying like there's no we don't see them die. We just know that they lose a struggle because once it happens again, like I'm not sure if
No,
Barry is still alive.
Barry gets carved up with that fish hook, and then Helen dies in the tires situation. So I don't know about you, but I just knew that they were fish food. I was just
after the
impressed
first
with how
time we get a
fast
Barry.
how he transported them.
Because I didn't know there was gonna be like a whole like torture scenario where he's like, haha, I got you guys all in myself.
Oh,
now.
I got you. You were looking for that other trope where like we find out one
Right.
of the characters who we thought was dead was actually in someone's basement.
Yes.
Okay, I
Like,
gotcha.
I just had like a little suspicion of that. I didn't think that that's all we got in the scenes with like Barry and Helen, and like that's their final conclusion. We don't, like I said, we don't even see it happen. I feel like we just know like everything happens in shadows.
I guess that's
or
fair.
behind the
No, you're
tires.
right, because that is in a horror movie. If you don't see someone die, you can't
Right.
assume they're dead. So I guess I can't.
Whole
Get mad
scenario
over
of
that.
Barry getting hit by a car, and we just assume that he dies, but he's like, "Hey guys, I'm in the hospital."
Yeah. Oh, with his wrist broken, by the way. Like this guy
Right.
lost his
He's
legs. Like, okay.
Yes. No, okay. She finds the two bodies. She's freaking out. They progressively like struggle. I think they both make it onto the main part of the ship.
And he loses another
And-
fight. Well, actually, he wins
Yeah,
this
yeah.
time. He throws the fucking hook thing.
Yeah, he throws it down. Yeah, and I thought he was gonna like get hooked on it, but he just gets knocked out for a second. You know, they both jump down. And, I don't know what happens, but there's.
Oh, I
there's,
wrote
like,
it
a
down.
sequence. Okay, please share.
Okay, so we're gonna skip the criticisms portion later because we've already ripped this movie a new one. So this is the sequence of what happens. He throws the hook attached to the metal piece, which knocks out Ben the killer. He then immediately assists Julie in getting out of the basement section of the ship. And then instead of disarming or re-injuring the killer to get an advantage, for some reason, Ray's dumbass goes back to the hatch where Julie was in and fucking closes it like a bathroom door. Like he for some reason needs to close the hatch, and he just he like looks around, stares at it, and closes it like it needs to happen, instead of interacting with the killer whatsoever, which gives the killer obviously enough time to get up and once again like fully KO the shit out of Ray for the third time now. And he's got Julie against the box and says some dumb shit, and he goes for the hook but has zero game awareness and doesn't know how many ropes are around him. So he accidentally gets his fucking hook stuck in a rope, which is attached to the sail mechanism. So Ray, who doesn't have the intelligence to focus on the killer but has the intelligence to remember how sailing works, pulls the lever, which reels his arm back in and drags Ben all the way up to the top and amputates his wrist from his arm.
Clean cut.
Yeah, a surgical cut with this rusty ass mechanism, and then he flies off the side of the ship, leaving only his hooked hand to remain on the net.
He swings off of it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, like, then flies completely off.
It's so goofy.
So we never see his death, and now he's basically embodied the real stereotype, which is, because remember, they're sharing the different iterations of the I Know What You Did Last Summer, and one of the iterations is his literal hand is replaced by a hook, right? Which we think, hopefully, God knows we're not going to get a sequel, right? Wrong. So the police come and they're like, how did this happen? Why did this man want to kill you? And they're like, we don't fucking know at all. This guy went crazy. And the police are like, sounds good to me. I want to go home on time. It's the 4th of July. Yeah. So at the end of said investigation, essentially, the police are like, we're good. We're fine. Everything's good. I don't give a shit what happened, but I guess we stopped the guy. And they're like, his body will eventually wash up. They always do. And they're like, haha, we know. And so then Julie and Ray get back together. Forgot to mention this, by the way. Julie has basically been like, fuck off, Ray, for like the whole movie. I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to be together. Just being kind of an asshole to this guy has just been cool to her. And
yeah,
so
I can kind of see why. I mean, it's just like you're with this person and like you just forever think about what happened.
I don't agree.
Know.
We in this motherfucker together. You were down for the homicide when we were dumping his body. If you was really about
he was
that,
too. Everybody was.
That's what I'm saying. If we're all down, don't look at me like I'm the villain. That's that asshole shit. But so she's in her little robe, ready to take a shower. And it gets all steamy in there, and she's talking to Ray, and she's like, I love you. And then she notices, like in the steam on the window is written, I still know what you do last summer. And this motherfucker wearing the same suit comes smashing through the glass, tackling the camera just like the...
I'm talking about in it.
Okay, just like the Nightmare on Elm Street iconic ending. So that's how the movie ends, with a perfect sequel setup. And now that we're at the end, we've already like annihilated most of the categories.
I'm not doing any criticisms. I can't.
Yeah, we can't go to. So we'll go grave mistake. So if you don't know what's going on, that's the mistake that leads to the ultimate downfall in the film. I'm gonna go with Old Foresters. Just Old Foresters being the mechanism to which
of the drunkenness. That's what you're
these
saying.
people hit the kids. Yeah. So Old Foresters being the selection of choice here. I mean, if we went with like Hennessy, Ciroc, like Tito's, we might we might have paced ourselves better. But whatever happened with this whiskey led to our downfall.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's kind of hard for me, man. Because I was seriously hating on Barry when that scene.
Oh, he's horrible. No one, there's not a likable bone in his body. Yeah,
no, I mean this poor guy was just grieving over his like his girl, and this dad is the guy just kills him, and then he kind of gets his payback immediately when getting hit by a car. But then it's giving this like whole redemption arc of him trying to kill these people who tried to kill him for killing somebody else unknowingly.
Yeah. So for context, like the letterbox profile for this movie, the title is, if you're going to bury the truth, make sure it stays buried. So the moral of the story is, you better make sure that the people you kill or the skeletons in your closet stay there.
Yeah. I mean, take that for how you will. I mean, some people love life like that, but I don't think that's the general consensus for most people.
So what's your grave mistake here? Is it the berryness of it, or what you pick?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with the berryness of it because, like, he is like the prototypical asshole of the whole movie.
So just for the concept, the second we hit this guy with our car, we're calling the ambulance, right?
That is the moral high ground, yes. That would be, yes.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to try to bury a dude's dead body at 18 years old. I don't I guess maybe I'll go to prison, but I'm a juvenile, so hopefully I'll get like whatever my regular sentence is, and I really wasn't driving drunk, so
yeah, right.
I'm snitching immediately. Barry's not cool anyway. This guy's kind of an asshole, you know?
Yeah, he'll be out anyway. Like he's rich. Like he's rich.
I'm Officer Barry drank the fifth of Old Foresters and spilled it on my lap, bumping me, which caused me to hit the guy in the middle of the road.
I think that'd be pretty easy.
All right,
that'd be pretty easy to prove.
Most chilling scene, I gotta go with when the fisherman killer has Elsa on the hook and is just carrying her to the bathroom. That was a very.
It was like she was a piece of meat.
Yes, she was like a piece of meat. Man.
Oh. Like, okay, I would say when she's running, Helen is what I'm talking about, towards the parade, and I think she actually hears something behind her, and she turns around, and then she turns back around, and he's right in front of her. So I knew that he was gonna like appear in the scene in any which way, but that kind of surprised me.
It was still scary.
Yeah.
Pick your death scene. So how would you want to go out of all the characters in this? I guess I've been going first the past 3 times, so I'll let you go first.
Yeah, no, okay. Let me see. I mean, you obviously you gotta get hooked. There's no gun that is used in this movie, which is like it's kind of a nice thing.
All of these hooks are horrible.
Right. I mean, it's a clean hook at least. He wipes it off after killing somebody, so at least he takes care of it.
No, that's not clean. You're getting tetanus. Any thoughts? Ooh. Here, I got one for you if you don't have one.
No, okay. I guess I'll get through the next
You're going out like Max? Oh my god!
I go like Max. Yeah.
I was gonna go Susie's boyfriend who seemingly probably gets pushed off a cliff edge. That's probably not like horrible.
I guess that's implied. Because he's like he does hear something behind him, huh?
Yes.
Because he's like he turns around. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right about that. Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't like heights, so that sounds. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go out with like.
Oh, you picked it.
I know. I changed my mind. I guess no, you're right. I'll stick with that one. But my backup would be Elsa just getting her throat slashed real quick by the backhand hook.
Yeah. He is pretty quick. He disposes of her pretty quickly. So,
music. I think the needle drops in this movie are pretty sick.
It's pretty nice. It starts off with this weird rock and roll thing. This a vibe of Summer Breeze. I don't know if you know the song, but yeah, I was kind of bumping with it. I liked it.
Yeah, it was like defiant, but also like iconic. So I was a fan of that. A representation station.
We got a sister.
Thank God you paid attention to that.
At the parade. Yeah. she's like a college roommate of Julie. And she's like, I'm gonna drive you back home. She's a helpful soul, drops her back home. I don't know how far away she lived, but
I gotta give
out the story.
What are you giving it out of 10 though? What are you giving the representation score? I mean,
okay, it's kind of a thing where I'm happy that there's no person that dies. They're not the first one to go. Also, she's a helpful soul in the story, but obviously there's like really no black people in it. Like they're in North Carolina, first of all, and there's no black people really, except for I remember seeing one black dude in like the parade or something like that, and then that's it. So I mean, it would be a 0, a 1.
A 0? Oh, that's insane. Nah, man, I think like a 0 and a 1 are for like movies like I don't even know. We've given a 0 and a 1 before for sure. I'm giving this a 4. This is a 4.
A 4 for somebody who's in the movie for like 3 seconds.
Think about it. She had no particular cause to die. She didn't get herself involved with this group's antics. She made fun of Julie's whiteness and her paleness for like 5 minutes, which was pretty funny. But that is also her downfall because she sounded like a character written on like Nickelodeon or Disney Channel in like 2004. It was like girl, you pasty, and then that was it. Like so like obviously that's terrible, but it could have been so much worse. So I'll give it a 3. Yeah, so I'll do a representation score of a 3 because they had at least a black character.
I'll bump it up to 2, I guess. I don't know. I need somebody who's like in the story. Like they can die as long as they were like a good character. I would say something essential to the plot that keeps it moving, and not just a throwaway. But she wasn't really a throwaway. She was just like
she was just there. It was like.
Yeah,
so that's fair. And then so sequel possibility, it's fucking obvious. Like they even set it up. We're not even gonna really talk about that. And I think we discussed favorite moments. So out of 5, what would you give this? What would you give I Know What You Did Last Summer, the original 1997 movie, directed by Jim Gillespie?
See, yeah, I think I'm gonna just stick with a 2.
You gave this movie a 2 out of 5?
I think it's kind of boring, man. Honestly,
you're insane.
I was sitting there. This movie came out, I want to say a year after Scream, and I was in my head like, Scream is just such a thrill ride compared to this. There are some scenes that are like, spooky and chilling. I did like them, but I'm not going back to watch this movie. It was just, like I said, kind of a bore. Nothing really like super like, they have the crash scene. And that happens, and after that, nothing really occurs until Max dies, I guess. It's a nothing burger for me, man.
Nah, man. So myself, Sean Fantasy, and the conglomerate of Letterboxd agree that this is a 3 out of 5 movie, and allow me to explain. Despite the almost negligible plot of all of it, right? So like here, let me be more specific. So the performances being all one-dimensional, the predictability of all the characters dying, and the ridiculous tropes that are involved in the movie, it is still ridiculously iconic. There's a reason everyone knows I Know What You Did Last Summer, because there is so many scenes and like images in the film that are just classic. Like the fisherman with the hook, like we don't get a slasher like that before that becomes iconic or after. Like this movie stands out. The simple the origin of the movie being basically like a DUI manslaughter car crash is like basically pretty brand new and fresh for the slasher genre, and it gets referenced throughout pop culture later. And then plus we just have like the appearance of the slasher with the hook and some of the kill scenes. So the fact that this movie stands out in the zeitgeist and is referenced in pop culture is why it's that perfect 3. It's like a shitty, badly acted slasher movie with enough those scenes are seared into your brain. Like you're going to be 95 years old and you're going to remember the fisherman and the fact that these kids hit somebody to call, you know what I'm saying? Like the plot of this movie will be remembered. All the nuances will be forgotten. Most of the scenes will be forgotten, but the I Know What You Did Last Summer killer is like, you know, way better than the Axe, whatever the fuck Shudder movie. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the perfect 3 out of 5 scenario.
I mean, I do like the plot at its bare bones, especially like the beginning scene and all that, and someone coming back. But execution wise, I mean, it's okay. Like to me, this is just nothing to write home about. I think it's just like an error. What do they say? Like a movie of its time, basically. And it's people only gonna remember it because you know they did it second. You know, this is kind of a Scream follow-up. I'm not sure if they made this because of Scream, but I'm pretty sure it might have been in production while Scream's in production or something like that. But
I think it had to be. And also, like, the movie has zero meta-commentary for the most part, outside of them referencing Jodie Foster in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yeah, I did peep that, yeah.
So, like, the movie is not self-aware. No character is referencing other slasher films. Like, if this was a meta-commentary, this movie would be a 1 or a 1.5 out of 5. But since it's still attempting to, like, kind of recreate, like, a slasher in the 90s era, I think that's why it kind of like isn't a copycat. It actually feels fairly original for a slasher movie.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, I'll stick with it too.
All right, so Slim hates it and Starch is always down for it. Despite our mediocre rating, I Know What You Did Last Summer remains an iconic film. Hopefully you'll be able to see the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, which seems to be a requel, which is a Scream reference, and we'll be able to cover that on the podcast. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you enjoyed. Interact with the content and share it with your friends. Please, we can't be mediocre forever. Bye, guys.
Bye.